Red Hood Outlaw issue 37.
If you insist.
Written by Scott Lobdell, art by Kenneth Rocafort.
Just make it quick, Connor.
I mean, I'll try. This book, and bear in mind, it's been a couple of months since I read the last issue because I had an annual last time. And I was like, what the hell happened? I remember the arc finishing and then Lex showing up, and I was like, wait, what happened? So he's a teacher now. He's a teacher for supervillain assassins or something. They're in the place in the center of the earth that the name I'm blanking on entirely. You got all the people down there. So he's down there, and Lex has put him in there, and he's got a class of villains to be, and we've got a roll call here. So we've got Babe in Arms, which is
classic.
Yep, it's a young child being held by the mother figure. The mother is very mummy sort of looking, kind of all wrapped in bandages and stuff like that. Then you've got Cloud9.
Legendary.
Yeah, who he calls Cloud Girl first, but she's like, no, it's Cloud9. You've got DNA.
Iconic.
And Devour.
Oh, classic.
Yeah. And these guys are like, what the hell are we doing here? We're supposed to be learning how to enslave cities, genocide, rule the world, all that sort of shit. And Jason's like, all right, fine. Whoever can take me down gets to teach the class. And then instead of cutting to that fight scene, we jump back 2 weeks earlier to Jason, kind of getting this. It's like, he goes, how did I let Lex Lucifer talk me into this? I'm like, really? You're going with Lex Lucifer?
So dumb.
Okay, fine. So Lex gave him a bank card and told him to go to this particular ATM, but no PIN card. But he puts in the PIN number, sorry. But he puts in the card, and he is teleported to the center of the earth. And it's Dr. Veritas who's there, and she's kind of running this. And he's like, I thought you were dead. And she's like, well, you should know better. You've been in the Lazarus pits. You should know more about who's dead and who's not. And she talks about how she's friends with Superman, which we know. And he's like, then if you're best friends with Superman, why are you doing this for Luthor? Training the kids to be the next generation of supervillains. And she's like, for science. I don't believe in good or evil. Just the science. And she's like, well, why are you doing it if you're not as bad as you claim? And he's just like, well, if I didn't, Luthor would give them to the Joker or Cheetah or someone else. So maybe I can make them not as bad. And then we have I've been noticing since I did a Gen X, I've been noticing the captions, the placements. Mm-hmm. And so this started with it said 2 weeks earlier, which was fine. And then the next section starts with now, which is, again, fine. We're establishing that we're swapping. What really bothers me is just between, Jason saying, these are the best chance I've got, it says end interlude. And then it says now. There was no start interlude. There was just 2 weeks earlier, now. The interlude comment is completely irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure why that felt the need to be there. But then we cut to the fight. I think that's Devour, who's got like cyborg arms and stuff, and Cloud9 is a cloud. Things go through her. DNA is like some sort of living strand of DNA. He can kind of mutate it to whatever he wants. So he's got like he's made himself into tentacles and stuff. So they're all fighting, and surprise, surprise, none of them really win. He takes them all down. But the notable absence is Babe in Arms is not really doing anything. And then it turns out that the baby just starts talking, because the baby's the brains of the duo, and the mother's just the one holding the gun and carrying the baby. It's all very weird. But yeah, he's like, oh, you failed your first test. Then we actually have another interlude where we cut to somewhere else, and again, this is on the really bad location establishing panel. Somewhere else, a quantum dimension between here and elsewhere. So that's already 2. Then we have a third one, specifically the remains of the Outlaws' former headquarters, and then a fourth one, created by an impossibly and temporarily brilliant teammate. Like, did we really need all that? God damn it, Lobdell. But yeah, no, it's just Artemis and Bizarro. She's taught him yoga for whatever reason. He says "Miyam Namaste," and she gives him back the Superman doll, Pup, and yeah, but he's like, yeah, that's not really what we're here for. And, it's not something I forgot; it's somebody. So I'm sure that's going to carry on. Back to all the villain kids. They're in a dorm and they're all sharing a room, and bit of a tussle breaks out between them, just because reasons, basically. I think there doesn't really seem to be any reason other than they're all cramped up in one room, so they're all gonna just duke it out a bit. We get to Star Labs, and we get Jason's taken the team now with him. They're on a kind of a trial mission. And they're like, oh, yeah, we've got a metahuman here to rescue from Star Labs. We're going to take him back down to the center of the Earth and train him, with the class. And then the reveal of who it is that they're there to rescue.
That sounds like it's going to be good. Go on.
Do you guys remember Doomed?
I try not to.
I never read Doomed.
Yeah, well, it's Doomed.
What do you mean? But Doomed was a character?
Yeah, he was. Before Damage, they tried to do a Hulk-like character, but with the Doomsday DNA, and it was all Lobdell, and I couldn't get farther away from it.
Yep, it was terrible. I don't know. I tried. I just assumed it was terrible. It was a terrible concept, is what it really means. Yeah, Doom's bloody here.
Yeah, that was after the Super Doom BS.
Yeah, it was right after that. I kind of spun out of that.
Yep.
It's just what everyone wanted.
Sure bad.
Yep, and it's back. I mean, to be honest, I'm thinking it's Doomed. I don't recognize it well enough, but they go, hey, it looks an awful lot like Doomsday's kid brother. So, and there it is at the bottom. Next, Doomed Generation. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Doomed.
Sad trombone.
So Cara's going to have to continue reading Red Hood. That is now going to include Doomed.
Hey, and Cloud9. Don't you forget about Cloud9. Oh, it's terrible. Rocafort's, solid as ever. It's Rocafort. He's on his standard game. You kind of know what to expect. I don't think he works as well as shadowy as this book is right now. I think he does better with some light in his work. But yeah, I mean, he's fine. Still a terrible book though, so it's like a 3.